Okay, hello everybody. So sorry for the delay in getting started. We had some technical issues on the SPS side of things with our internet, so we apologize for getting started late. We will post a link to this presentation on our counseling website and our registration website, so if you need to leave because of our late to start, feel free to return to that website. We should have it posted probably no later than Friday. So hi, everybody. My name is Miss Nutters. I'm one of the school counselors here. We have with us Miss Wynn, Miss Hadeen, and Miss Gabby, our school counseling intern. And we are going to walk you through the wonderful world of registration to West Seattle for next year. So as you can see, this is us. This is our counseling team, and we're so excited to have you get started with us. Okay, my tech issues might be continuing. Okay, great.
Okay, we cover 4 domains here at West Seattle High School. We talk about academic support, college and career development, personal and social support, so mental health supports. And we do this through classroom lessons, individualized counseling with students, and we run a series of different small groups at lunch, and academic groups and mental health groups as well. We partner and do that with our social worker here at West Seattle High School.
Hi, this is Miss Wynn. I am one of the school counselors at West Seattle High School. As we go through this presentation, there is a live Q&A feature. So we do have staff monitoring your questions. So feel free to ask your questions in the Q&A and we'll answer them as they come through. So in this slide, this is how we break down our interventions as counselors. We do it by quarters. So in the first half of the school year, we do academic transitions in October and November. And then we also do mental health lessons, small groups, presentations in December and January. As we transition into semester 2, we then start thinking about the future. And so we do future planning, including registration, what classes they want to take next year. And then as we go into April and May, we do post-high school planning as we want students to start exploring different careers and college pathways.
And then, hey everybody, it's Miss Gabby, the school counseling intern, and we love to stay in touch with our students. We have walk-ins available before school, during lunch, and after school. And then if your student really wants like a certain time to get in touch with us, we really recommend doing that by appointment, and you can sign up on the West Seattle Counseling page or also by email.
Okay, so we are just going to walk through our registration timeline with everybody. We are now at the beginning of it. So today was our first day going to some of our schools. We'll continue at Madison on Friday. So I know there's a little bit of anxiety about when you get in your registration requests, and if you're behind registration. That is not the case at all at West Seattle. So long as they're in before June, you're in a good spot for us. So a lot of the information that you're going to need is on our website. If you're not currently at an SPS school, then you'll use our out-of-district form, which we're going to show you guys shortly. And then in terms of like parent support, aside from this event, we have a really cute ice cream social in August, which truly is the cutest thing in the land because you get ice cream, which is like awesome. But also teachers are there, counselors are there to just kind of tours. Students give tours, students are there, ASB is there. And then the first day of school starts with just 9th graders. They get tours of the school, get to know other students doing small activities, and meeting their teachers before school formally starts.
Okay, so like Ms. Nutters has said, we have met with some of the middle schools and we'll continue to meet with some of them on Friday. But we are going to give this presentation that we will give you a preview of to all of our incoming 9th graders. And so we will start the registration by going over graduation requirements. We will break down what they need to graduate and make sure that they are enrolling in classes that will work towards graduation. So that includes English, math, science, social studies, art, CTE, PE, and health, and then they'll have an opportunity to take 3 semesters of chosen electives. And we will spend time with them in the registration process if they are in an SPS middle school, helping them select electives that feel best for them. We will also spend a little bit of time differentiating the difference between graduation requirements and college admission standards. Just to note, if you have an incoming ninth grader, while world language is not required for graduation, world language is something that college, a four-year college, is specifically looking for. And so they do need 2 years of the same world language in high school. And so that's something that we will let them know about.
Okay, so we are going to break down what core classes mean. So I also want to remind everyone that we are recording this presentation and there will be a PowerPoint available on our website. So if you feel like we're going through this really fast, we promise that there'll be opportunities for you to have time with each other to review all the information we post. So core classes include English, math, social studies, and science. And here we have the pathways where students start from 9th grade all the way through 12th grade. So for 9th grade, it's pretty standard for Intro Lit Comp 9, and students have the option of attempting AP courses starting their 11th and 12th grade year.
One question that comes up pretty frequently is about how students earn honors. Sorry, this is Miss Nutters. And students can earn honors. It's embedded in our classes. So in your Intro to Lit 9 class, in our math classes, and our social studies classes, students can earn honors in the standard course sequence just by opting into it with their teachers.
Thank you. So for math, you will go through this sequence if you are starting at Algebra 1. So it'll be Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2. You can attempt honors credits starting at Geometry. If you're a student who is beyond Algebra 2, this is the different pathways you can enter and what you could do on your option sheets or the course forms that you can access online is you can indicate which math pathway you are intending to take, and we'll follow up with your middle school or your previous math teacher to confirm placement. For science, it does look a little confusing. 9th graders start with chemistry A for 1 semester and physics A for 2nd semester. And then in 10th grade, it's biology all year. And then in 11th grade, you have a couple options and you can do chemistry B 1 semester, physics B 2nd semester, or if you're like super duper in love with chemistry, you can do chemistry B and chemistry C your 11th grade year. And then as we go into 12th grade, you have so many other elective science class options that you can consider, such as Northwest Ecology and Northwest Geology, as well as the AP classes that you see listed. For history, all 9th graders take 1 semester of World History 1, and then students can attempt AP World History their sophomore year, and they can continue the course in additional AP classes their 11th or 12th grade year, or just do US history for a year. And then for senior year, students only need a semester of American Gov.
Hey everybody, it's Miss Gabby jumping in again. Just really quick, if you have any questions, please pop them into the chat. We're super excited to show you the 9th grade classes you'll be taking this year. These are already locked in, like we mentioned. So, you know, your LA, your World History, Phys Ed, Chem A, the math, and then really fun, you get to take health and personal fitness. Yes, this is required. Let's see.
And they're also really fun classes.
Yeah, recommend.
Okay, so there are a lot of questions that come up specifically around health and PE. They are required electives. At West Seattle and all SPS schools, students can use a PE waiver to waive some of their PE through participation in a sport. However, 1 semester needs to be completed at West Seattle. And so we like to get that foundational class out of the way in their 9th grade year. As well, health is, if you remember from back in the day, so long ago at the start of this presentation, health is a graduation requirement for students.
Okay, so like we outlined, they have 9th graders have 4 core classes, and then they have their required electives of PE and family health. In the very specific situations, students won't have space in their schedule to do that. That will only occur when a student is either considering doing band for the full year and trying a world language for the full year, or orchestra and world language for the full year. If that is your student, if you know that your student is going to be participating in band or orchestra and wants to take a world language in their 9th grade year, we are asking that you use this QR code to fill out our form. The reason why is that students won't have space to take both the required family health elective and PE elective. And in that situation, students will stay enrolled in family health, but will take personal fitness at a different time in their high school career. So by filling out this QR code, we will have indication that they need to make an adjustment to their schedule. And we will make sure to check this QR code and make sure that students are getting both the world language and band or orchestra that they've requested. So please scan this QR code now. And if you could fill this out for your student so that we can ensure that their courses are requested and that they have the correct electives chosen. Thank you so much.
So we're going to go over elective options and just break down what is available to our incoming students. So we're going to start with year-long fine arts. Students have the option if they are in band, like Ms. Hadeen mentioned, concert band, or so be sure to indicate that on your option sheet or let us know that you're interested in it so that we can connect you to our jazz band teacher. Semester-long fine arts includes ceramics, theater, and theater specific is the drama. You get to improvise on stage, drawing and painting, photography, and graphic design. I want to note about photo and graphic design. It counts for both as a CTE or fine art. And so you get a 0.5 credit and it can check off both of the CTE and fine arts. For semester-long music, you can do choir or guitar lab. CTE means career and technical education. And so for semester-long CTE, we have a ton of business options for you. Intro to business, entrepreneurship. If you're really interested in marketing, there's marketing 1 and 2, as well as social media marketing. Career connections for students who are interested in building a resume and cover letter. If you want to brush up on your interview skills, that's definitely a popular class among the called computer science. And so additional semester-long CTE includes CAD, also known as computer-aided drafting. We have psychology, photo and graphic, as I mentioned earlier, also counts as CTE, as well as theater tech, which is where you work on stage management. For year-long CTE, we have journalism. So if you wanted to work on the newspaper or what we broadcast Wildcat Wednesday News through YouTube. And so you can also work on that. And then other year-long general electives includes leadership and yearbook, as well as world language. At West Seattle, we offer Chinese, French, and Spanish.
Okay, so just more career class highlights. We have just some more highlights to kind of focus on for our world language. Again, as you might have remembered in the beginning, colleges do want students to have at a minimum 2 years of a world language to graduate. So, sorry, not to graduate, to enter into college. It's not a graduation requirement. So if you're thinking of being a college-bound student, we definitely would recommend taking a world language at West Seattle. And we have 3 options. Chinese is an option, however, it's pretty full already, so it can really only be chosen as an alternate class. And then if we have room, it will be lottery availability. However, French and the Wonderful World of French and Spanish are available. So our French class is a little bit more experiential, has a little bit more like singing and interaction. And if you're looking for more of a traditional class, our Spanish class has a little bit more structure in terms of vocabulary, and tense and all of those pieces. Not that the French class doesn't, but if you don't want to sing in class, then I would opt into our Spanish program. Both delightful languages to learn.
Okay. So we're asking that students fill out ideally a paper option sheet. If the students are enrolled in Seattle Public Schools, we will be hopefully giving them their paper option sheet in person. Otherwise, it is online on our website. These paper option sheets are the first step in completing registration. This helps students with a visual of what classes they need to take in their 9th grade year. And we actually collect these paper copies and save them to make sure that we are cross-referencing what students have requested online. So we ask that students have all of their 4 core classes already filled out and that they fill the rest of their 3 electives. So you can see here that would be French 1A, French 1B, and Career Connect. We ask that they fill out those electives that they would want and then also request for alternates. On the right-hand side where it says alternates 1 through 4, this is a place for students to fill in with electives that are their second choice in case they don't get their first choice. We do our absolute best to try to match students with their first choice in electives. However, we have 1,400 plus students here and not everyone can get their first choice. So in that case, we dip into their alternates. So making sure that students fill out with 4 chosen alternates is super helpful, so that we can try to align students with what they are most interested in. If students don't have that alternate section filled out, sometimes unfortunately we have to choose it for students. So we encourage everyone to fill out this paper completely. These are some sample schedules that we have provided just to give an idea of what something would look like. On the left-hand side, we have a student who is taking their 4 core classes and the required PE and health, and then their chosen additional electives would be Career Connect, Guitar Lab 1, and Marketing 1. In option 2, this is an example of a student taking both a world language and band or orchestra. So they're taking their 4 core classes, and then they are taking health on the other side of world history in that second line there, and then their chosen electives are Chinese and band. Option 3 is an example of a student taking a world language and 1 additional semester of elective. So they have their 4 core classes again, PE and health, the required electives. Their chosen electives are Chinese 1A and 1B, and then their additional chosen elective is Career Connect 1 on the other side of world history. These are just some examples for y'all of what course requests can look like.
Okay, so that was a lot of information. If we need to take a little pause, we can for any questions to come in. We're now going to take you over to the registration website, where you can find our directions on how to use the option sheet if you are already an SPS family, or if you're not, we'll show you how to get to our online registration form. So as previously mentioned, we had some weird technical difficulties earlier, so just give me 1 second to ensure everything pulls up correctly. Okay, 1 second here, and I will share my screen. Okay. Delightful. Okay, we're all here together. So this is the West Seattle website. You can get to it simply by searching West Seattle High School and SPS. If you're on this page, you're going to click on Resources and then Counseling Center. And you're going to go to Registration. Just like as a fun aside, this is where you can get other information for students. These are common forms for students. We have our College Center, our past presentations are here, mental health resources, our scholarship bulletin, and service learning opportunities. So all stuff for future you, however fun to know that it exists. So if we're at our registration website, we've conveniently moved up all of the information for new students to the top. So if you're an incoming SPS 9th grader, or if you're coming to this presentation because you're already have completed your 9th grade year and you're in one of these other situations, this information, if you click the little plus sign, it will expand and walk you through what you need to do. So in one scenario, you are an SPS student. If you're an SPS student, you're going to register through the source. And you would get to that by just going into a SPS website. And you click on this family portal, and it would get you into the source right here. Once you're in the source, you'll see a page that says registration on the left-hand side, and that's where you would be able to choose classes. On this page, you'll also find videos from our students walking them through adjusting to the school and class selection. If you are not an SPS student, so you're a private school student or a Summit student, you are going to click on, you're actually going to come down here, sorry, into the out of district spot. And you're going to click on this submit your course request using this form. So I'll walk us through both of these scenarios, but I'm going to stay up here for now. And if you are wanting to take band and a world language, you'll use this form. If you are wanting to take geometry and algebra 2, you can request to take that here. We can't guarantee that, but this is where you would be able to submit that request because you won't be able to do that online. We have our FAQs in here. There's other kind of class highlights down here from all of our different departments. So if you wanted to find out anything else, that would be down here in terms of like class options. Okay, so if you are not currently an SPS student, so you're a Summit or a private school, you're going to use this registration form to make your selection. So you'll put in your name, and then depending on how you answer these questions, it will tailor the questions that you get in terms of the standard classes that you would be able to access just based on your grade level. And once that is submitted and you are on our rolls, which you'd be able to confirm at district office, we will put these in the system. So again, I know that there's that anxiety in around being late to registration or not having first choices. As long as they're in before June, you will be in a good spot. And even after June, it's fine. You'll be in a good spot to be able to get the classes that you're requesting. If you have any questions about like, well, what in the dickens is that class? You would go into our course catalog and you can see descriptions of our classes in here. If you're like, my goodness, oh God, I shouldn't choose entrepreneurship because I never know how to spell it. So we'll go with marketing. And you would be like, okay, well, photography, advanced has some marketing. That's cute. But here's where we would get our description of that class as well. I think that's everything you would get on our registration website. All your questions and more. FAQs are all in here as well. So that's all you would need to do for coming from a non-SPS school is as soon as this form is submitted and we see you on your books, we'll put these requests in. We're putting them in once a week so that you're in a good spot. If you have other questions, if you go back to our main website, you can find your counselor based on last name and you would be able to ask questions. We're a little bit bogged down at the moment because we're in schools most days this week, so it might take us a little bit more time in getting back to you, but we will eventually get back to you for sure. Okay, it doesn't look like any other questions have popped into the chat, but we'll give you a couple minutes in case anything else comes in. We'll just free chat here for a little second while we give you some time to ask any other questions. But a reminder for the ice cream social in August. And if you check the West Seattle website, just the main page, all of the calendar events will pop up for that as that arrives. And that's when you'll be able to do tours. We do have a very cute 5K coming up. If you're like, I'm not a student there yet, but darn it, I love to run/walk. You can join us at the 5K, which should be so cute, May 19th. And then we do have that first day of school is like literally one of the cutest things in land with our 9th graders starting early. If you're like, hey, I want the cutest thing in the land, but I'm not a 9th grader, we have a event for 10th through 12th graders that is run by our ASB. There is a 60-hour community service graduation requirement as well as completion of their high school and beyond plan. So that's tasks in Naviance and a graduation pathway, which can be completed either through SBAC testing, SAT testing, courses, CTE pathways, or ASVAB testing.
One thing I think it's important to note is if your student is interested in doing a fall sport, those typically start before school starts. If you go to resources, I think it's student life. No, it's in student life. Thank you. And you go to student life and athletics. This is our athletic page, and it has a section for fall sports. Paperwork is required to participate in fall sports, including a physical. But I know that at least football and maybe I think cross country as well, and a couple others will start in the second week of August. So starting out by completing your final forms and checking this website for athletic registration is a great place to start if your student is interested in participating in a fall sport.
Another thing we'll highlight is our club list, which is a great way to navigate the school and just get connected. This gets updated every year, and in the fall and in October, we have a club fair where you can, okay, hopefully, if you still can't hear us, which would be fun because you wouldn't be able to hear this, please mention in the chat if that's been resolved. Okay, so our clubs are divided by days, and most of them happen during lunch. So we have a 1-hour lunch on campus, and there are clubs that run every single day. So if your student was feeling kind of overwhelmed by the volume of West Seattle, this is a great way to divide the school up of just like getting started
maybe doing some dance team, maybe doing some chess club. We've got a lot of good things going on at the school.
We do have a request to show the student portal again for class registration.
Okay, so if you're on any SPS page, so seattleschools.org, and you go to the student family portal, you would click on the source.
Oh, this person still can't hear us.
Okay, so we have another question that's saying, my son will be starting 10th grade next year and he took environmental science in 9th grade. Should he still register for biology in 10th grade? He should register for biology in 10th grade. We would just kind of transfer that environmental science class in as a Chem A, Phys A equivalent class. Okay, doesn't look like there's other questions coming through. So we will wrap up here shortly and post this to the website. If any other questions pop up into your mind, please reach out to your counselor, which again, you can find on our website, and we'll make sure to get them answered. Other than that, thank you so much for bearing with our weird technical delays. Sorry about that. And I hope you are enjoying the sun and having a wonderful day. Otherwise, we will see you in September when we are ever so delighted to meet you. All right, have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.